All right, let's get into this week's marketing quick hits. Last week we played trash or gas, and we're going to do it again because it was pretty fun. So let's get into it.
This week's questions with number 1. All right, Travis, what do you think? Posting random content across multiple topics to just see what works.
I think it's trash with a caveat. I think if you're just starting and getting it figured out, you kind of have to see what's working and where your lane is. But once you've figured out your lane, stay consistent. And if you are posting randomly, that's where the trash comes in. You want to clarify to the audience, to the algorithm, who you are, what you are, and who you're trying to help. And once you figure that out, stay consistent.
Yes. And just really quick, something that's referred to in like part of this, like just posting to see what sticks, right? We're throwing pasta on the wall. That is kind of like a loose term referred to as like a shotgun strategy.
Okay. Pull. I got it! Can I do it again? What's wrong?
And what you really want to do, which is how you just described it, is a sniper strategy. Or again, targeted language, but you might be thinking of like different avenues to share content versus posting a cooking video, posting like a vlog, or then posting like work updates or something like that. Like again, like that was a random example, but again, you don't want the shotgun strategy, you want the sniper strategy. All right.
Yep.
So now going into question 2, using AI to generate multiple versions of a video before filming.
I'd say that's gas, and as many ways as you can. Thumbnails is great use of AI. But as we just talked about in the TikTok world, using that to just get ideas out there or to get the same idea out there, but with different formats, different hooks.
Yeah.
Start testing, use it to test. I mean, these platforms are putting out AI for a reason. They want you to use this. And the more you use it, the more you're going to learn about your content, and the more you're going to learn what works. And if it's flopping, you don't have to keep doing it. So use it to test, figure out what's working.
You didn't spend an extra 5 minutes and it ended up taking actually 2 hours. And then, oh wait, it actually took 10 hours. And now you're like, you got 2 followers, 5 unfollows, and 0 shares, right? Using AI to optimize and be more efficient with your time, again, will just help you keep moving forward.
Yeah, it's crazy because the AI tool on TikTok works in the background. So you can create like 10 of those videos and takes you like 30 seconds to a minute to just create those prompts and move on to the next one. It'll create it, put it in your drafts for you. You can move on with your day.
Yes. Yep, exactly. So, all right, number 3, keeping your LinkedIn headline creative instead of clear.
Trash. That's a thing of the past. Just like we talked about with YouTube last week, is you want to be as crystal clear as you can about your messaging. These platforms are leveraging AI. The AI is reading your content, and it needs to know who you're talking to and what you're talking about. So being mysterious isn't the way to go anymore. Be crystal clear, slap them in the face, talk to the average American in a 5-year-old sentence and explain exactly what you want to accomplish with the post.
Yeah, like there is a theory again in marketing where it's like either 588 or 558. I forget what it is, but you have 5 seconds to get someone's attention. You should have like a 5th grade reading level, which is the national average, which is just information that you now know. And then maximum 8 words. That's the 558 theory, which again, not as relevant with LinkedIn, but it is better to be clear and potentially clever at some point. But ultimately, you have to be clear with your messaging.
Yeah, you're not really, as much as you are speaking to the users in your audience, you're really speaking AI now. So you're talking to a computer, talk about exactly who you are and what you do. We help contractors generate inbound leads. Boom. The system knows exactly who we help and what we do with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty. Number 4 is running meta ads without properly setting up tracking.
Trash. It's always been trash. It's been harder to do in the past, but now they're making it easier and easier. So take the time to learn how to set them up properly. Take the time to understand why tracking matters, because it's going to feed the system and optimize your post. If your post isn't performing well, it might be because your tracking isn't set up or isn't set up properly.
Travis, that was my first 4, and now it is your turn.
All right, Lauren. What are your thoughts on using multiple niche creators instead of just one large influencer?
Oh, gas all the way. Because one, there have been some crazy rates with the influencers, like big influencers. Like from a past experience, there was an opportunity to work with Keith Lee. This is just an example, but was to get something going with him, it was at least 5 figures to do a story post, 6 figures to get a feed post. I'm not actually going to drop any kind of rates or anything. and he was a wonderful guy when it came to talking. The company I was at did not move forward with that, but it is just crazy how much big influencers are making from, again, paid ads. However, when it comes to niche influencers, whether that is micro or nano, when it comes to working with these kind of influencers, the smaller ones, it can still lead to huge results, because when companies are looking to partner with any kind of influencers, you really want to be paying attention to the engagement. It doesn't matter if they have 10,000 followers lower, look at the comments, because if there is a loyal audience, like, you will have some kind of conversions. There's even been a couple of videos where figureheads at companies have tried partnering with large influencers and 0 conversions. Versus if you work with a smaller client, like, again, it wasn't necessarily the same industry, like it was luxury travel, but they partnered with a DIY woman who just had a really loyal fan base. And again, it was looking like a lower follower count compared to the big influencer they worked with, but saw way better conversions. So long story short is to say it is gas.
When it comes to influencers, size doesn't matter. We posted people with millions of followers and no one bought because their audience wasn't aligned. They were too young, they weren't ready to spend on a luxury getaway. Look for alignment, and it might not always be that same industry. One of our best performing influencers was this gal in the DIY home space. Her followers were so loyal. You look at their following, but really look at their engagement on their posts. Like, do people care? Is this influencer just constantly a billboard for a million places, or are they showing up pretty authentic to their crew? They're gonna take their input and advice to heart. So when Angela came out, she was like, guys, this is amazing. They believed her because it was authentic, and then boom, they booked like crazy.
Yeah, and if you're a local business or you rely on local traffic, I think spreading that out is going to give you hyper-targeted audience of those niche influencers following. So if you're in a town, every single town in America now has somebody that's reviewing the food in their town, somebody that's reviewing the activities in their town. Work with those people. It's going to be a little bit cheaper, and their audience is your market.
Right. And just final thought on this is that I've seen it on TikTok where it's like one of the comments is like, for you page a little too local. So again, it will prioritize your location and who's posting in that area.
All right. What do you think about launching a product without any urgency or no limited time angle to it?
Trash. Like, there are definitely examples online or, from case studies that show when you have like specific language when it comes to a call to action or a CTA, like, there are a lot more movements. One of the most common sales thing that we see is like, there's 2 spots left, or like the 99-cent thing instead of the full $1. Like, again, there is a level of urgency or psychology that goes into creating a really engaging call to action that really drives conversions. So no matter what's going on, like, there should be some kind of urgency, especially if there's a sale, when it comes to your call to action.
Yeah, you only get to launch your product once. So make it meaningful, make it worth it, have fun with it. Don't just put it out there and hope people come. Give them a reason to come.
Exactly. Great. Yes. Couldn't said it better myself.
All right. What are your thoughts on posting content within 1 to 2 clear niches consistently?
I definitely think that's gas, because you, like, in marketing, especially, again, going back to the content calendar, it's hard to just keep posting about like one thing. And so, like, without, kind of saying, like, before it becomes a little redundant. So having even like 2 or 3 buckets, or in other words, temples, like, that really helps, again, create a story. It provides a little bit of difference in content. And again, it kind of gets the ball rolling on what else to post, what's landing with your audience. And again, it's not necessarily like the shotgun method where you're posting everything. It's like you really are becoming an expert in these 3 topics for your company or your brand that really helps promote your message and get, again, that the audience that you are trying to reach and the audience that wants to reach you.
Yeah, and I think you can even do more than 2 once you become an expert, like you said. So when you become an expert to the algorithm and it knows who you are and what you do, that's when you can start to add another content pillar. But I wouldn't try and go past 4. Stick to your lane and do those 4 really well.
Right. Kind of, again, like the temple, right? You have the outer rim, right? The outer poles and everything, and you're building up from there.
Yeah. And I'd say if you want to expand outside that, just make another account. It's easy to attract, views without having a following. Just create another account that is specific to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What are your thoughts on using trending audio if it doesn't fit your post or your content?
Honestly, if you're a brand or a company like this, it's trash, because I have seen that happen. Like, oh, I'm like there, I ruined it, or like there are some funny clips where it is like the vibe of the video does not match with the audio, and there is an element of it being funny, but those are personal accounts that I've seen. When it comes to like companies like this, no. Like we even just saw in the example I shared, I had like a sunset reel attached to Monday Motivation, and I chose a song, Golden Hour, the piano version, because it's meant to be relaxing, or it's meant to be a moment where you take a deep breath. And it's like I didn't attach, like the other trending audio where there's like hard beats or like any kind of like strong lyrics that go along with that. That would be very counterproductive to what I was trying to convey with that initial post that we just did an example on. So no, trash. Just because it's trending audio does not mean it has to be in your content. Like you want them to be on the same page.
Yeah, I think it used to work before. Like back in the day when audio became a thing and TikTok was popping off, you could just post whatever was trending and it would just send it out there. But their AI is getting so much more advanced. It's understanding the context of the trend and understanding your post. And they don't want to post a trend with mismatched content because it's not going to help that trend. They want content to keep growing and keep views and keep eyeballs. So if they're putting out content that doesn't align with that trend, not in their best interest. So they're weeding those.
Yes. Alrighty. You ready for the final four?
Let's do it.
All right. So next one is turning one long form video into multiple pieces of content.
Absolute gas. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's the easiest way to batch your content and is natural to being able to post on multiple platforms too. If you have a long form content piece, that works great on YouTube. And then you can chop that up into multiple pieces. So you spend 1 hour filming it, but you can get 20, 30 pieces of content out of that 1 hour.
Yes. One of the best advices I've ever got was, especially when it comes to like filming content on my end or for companies or anything, like the best advice I got was that it's like, it's easier to work with more content than less content. Like you can't, like you can always like take back, but you can't ever make up for it. Maybe now with a little bit with AI, but like, again, it's not on the same page as like when it comes to IRL content. Additionally, I feel like a great example of this is like what is it called? Hang on, I got you. Hang on. Because I was doing this because I wanted to pull an example. Okay. So I think a great example of this is the Basement Yard podcast, which is a full-time podcast on YouTube. But what's notorious and how I found out about them are like the specific clips that I found on TikTok.
Yeah. You ever have a cool dream where like pirates or something and we're sailing the seas and
No,
we're
just you getting
fighting
just Greg riding you.
octopus and
Just Greg riding you, and then you riding Greg.
was it you who brought up, by the way, that this is definitely not podcast material? Assassin's Creed is redoing
Yeah.
Black Flag.
They're
I
remaking
just want to
Black
be
Flag.
a pirate, dude. What's that game? There's a game where it's like you could be a pirate.
Skull something and bones, Skull and Bones.
Something
Sea of Thieves.
Something sea.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. See if these balls fit in your throat.
Wow. Joe, can you hit him?
Got him. Got him. And got him. God, it feels good. God, the power of God is in my hands.
Like, I think that is a great usage of it. And again, they're not reinventing the wheel. In fact, they're killing multiple birds with one stone. Again, taking that long form, editing it accordingly, and then chopping it up to share on social media.
Yeah, and if you need any more proof that it works, that is how every successful Twitch streamer gets popular nowadays, is they have a long-form Twitch stream, and then they clip that up and put those all on the short platform.
Yes. Alrighty. Next one is posting every day, even if the quality is low.
This one is a little in the middle, but I'd say primarily trash. If you're just posting every day to post every day and the content and the quality is low, and by quality, I mean the value. So if the value is low, that's complete trash. The quality, I think, can be low or medium. And what I mean by that is you're still giving great value, but you're on a poor camera or you don't have a great background setting. I think that's still helpful and still good. You still could reach an audience. You still can figure out your messaging. But if you're just posting low quality, low value just to keep your feed alive, that's absolute.
Yes. Like I would not encourage posting with like content that you captured on a potato phone, but it is important to get the message out. It is important to get comfortable on screen or like, again, while filming yourself. And the number one person promoting a message is like the owner or founder. And again, you don't need a whole setup to get that message out. So yes. Alrighty, next one. Building content around what your audience searches for.
Premium gas. That's the way to go in 2026 with social media. Think about your audience. Think about what they're searching for, what questions they have for you or your business, and that's the content you should be posting, because that's what people are doing with social media platforms now. They're opening up TikTok and they're searching for that problem that they're running into. That's how they'll find you nowadays. So start creating content around all of the questions that you've ever been asked about your business.
Yes. And I have to say really quick that I am guilty of this. Like, I will pop into TikTok to do a how to, or what is going on here, or any, like, what are the latest trends. That is where I'm going. And yes, I do think that it's like, if you're, again, with plain language or engaging content, like, you will get that audience. So very, very strategic. Alrighty, last one. Prioritizing better targeting over higher volume content.
We got another gas. So this is basically going deeper on your content. And we talked about this with all the platforms using AI to leverage their search, to improve their search. It understands who you're talking to, what you're talking about, and where they are. So instead of just creating a post on we help contractors, what type of contractors do you help? Where are they located? Talk about anything that you can in depth, and it's going to reach the right audience. You're going to hyper target those people.